everyone, welcome back to Busy Bee Budgets, where it's week 3, so I'm going to do my week 2 cash out, my week 3 stuff, and just generally chat about how my week's gone. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please stick around. I'd love to have you, because this community has been so fantastic and is so good at kind of encouraging people, and we're all at different stages in our journey, but yeah, it's just lovely to have you all here. So this week I absolutely tempted fate. So those of you who watched last week know that my car was going in for MOT, and I said, oh, it won't need very much, and then of course it needed I think the final bill is going to be about £1,100 for all the bits it needs. But I need a car and I need it for work, so that needs to be done. So at the moment I've just popped it on my credit card, and what I will do is sort that out when I do my sinking funds and my budget for April, and I will kind of pay it off for that. So although that big bill's happened this week, obviously I've got the backup of a credit card, which is great, but I know that I want to clear that as quickly as possible and don't let any balances build up. But my week 2 cash out, week 3 stuff will happen kind of as normal. So today I'm planning on stuffing 260. So let's count that, because as we know, over the last few videos, I've not been very good at that. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, and then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So for once, the money is right before we start. So that is a good omen for this week's budget. So in food, I've got left. What have I got left? So I've got 2, 4, 20, 40, 60, 80, 5, 520, 530, 540, so 543, which is the most I've ever had left over in my food budget. And we did have a takeaway on Saturday. We had fish and chips delivered. So what I'm going to do is pop my spare change in here and then keep the pound coins. And then if we've got anything else, I'll add that in later, but if not, I'll just do my mini challenge. So that's food. In fuel, I've got left 20, and I watched a really good video this week. I'll try and link it if I can find it, but where she was saying basically she fills her car up to full, and then during each week we'll kind of fill it back up to full, if that makes sense, or each time she goes to the petrol station fill it back up to full, which I liked, rather than getting down to a low and then not necessarily having enough fuel. So I've got about half a tank left, so I think maybe after I stuff this week I'll go to the petrol station, especially now prices have come down a little bit, and then fill it back up to top again, if that makes sense, and then kind of do that each week. And then I just think if you do have a bad week or you can't stuff it, then at least you know you've got enough fuel to get you around, and it kind of just takes the pressure off. And I think for me that's what a lot about this budgeting journey is. It's just taking the pressure off, or reducing the trigger points, which makes stuff a bit icky. So I really like that idea, so I think I'll probably be doing it from now on. But at the moment I've got 20 left in fuel. I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 90 in self-care, but I have got a skin treatment this week, so that will kind of get used once I stuff that. Nothing in socialising, nothing in gifts, nothing in miscellaneous, nothing in spends. You sense the theme. And then I've got £10 left in giving. So yeah, but I think what's nice is I haven't gone over, and yeah, and I've still got money in some of these envelopes, so it's definitely working for me, this system. Yeah, so that's good, isn't it? That's the whole idea, isn't it? This works. Even obviously I've had that big bill on my car, which isn't ideal. I kind of feel in control enough of it, and that I can think about it in April's budget. I haven't started to do April's budget yet because I don't know how much I'm going to get paid yet, because I'm changing my hours at work, and it's a year end and lots of other complicated things. So I'm waiting to find out exactly how much money I'm going to be bringing home. And as soon as I know that, then I can start to pull together my April budget. And again, my sinking funds might look a bit different. A, because of that car expense, which obviously I'll need to pay off. But also, I don't know if any of you saw Rainbow Budget's sinking funds video this week, but she did, again, a thing I liked, which was around almost like doing the snowball effect, but for your sinking funds. So rather than stuffing loads of sinking funds each month, just stuffing 1 or 2 really heavily. So I think I might think about that, especially as I've got this car expense that I need to kind of pay off. So although it's not a sinking fund, I need to pull it out of this money, if that makes sense. But I really like that idea, so I might think about that when I come to do my budget. Anyway, so we are going into week 3, which is 27th to the 3rd of April. So we're getting into proper spring, which is nice. So let's get ahead and start stuffing. So food's going to get 100. So 20, 40, 60, 81. So if I just move this over, then I can do it all in there, which will be handy. So 100 in food, which would be usual. So I've been going to Lidl, which is, I think, helped a little bit. So even though we had takeaway, we had money left over last week. Yeah, I'm getting quite a decent shop for like about £60, which it definitely would have been 80 or 90 at Sainsbury's. So that's good. So I'm going to continue to do that and then hopefully build up a bit of a buffer in case we want to take away or a meal out or something. And as we know, this covers not only my groceries, but also anything basically I buy at the supermarket. So for me, that's cleaning products, that's the dog's food, and that's toiletries. So that covers that. Fuel is going to get another 20. And as I said, I think I might go and fill up and get the tank back up to full and then do it from there on, which would be good. Right, self-care is getting 40. So 20, 40. So I should have 130 in there, I think, now. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 130, which will pay for my treatment and then also pretty much pay for a massage if I get one. Socialising is going to get 20. So that is like meals out, time with my friends. I haven't got anything planned this week, I don't think. But then I've got quite a heavy April, so I'll probably kind of roll it over for that. Gifts is going to get 50. So 20, 30, 40, 50. But I have come to the end of my massive epic gift buying thing. So I think this is definitely one that I'm going to reduce next month. And I might move to more of a sinking fund. And basically, if it's at a certain level, then don't stuff anymore. Because, yeah, a lot of my expensive birthdays are out of the way now. So it'll only be incidental stuff. And I've got a sinking fund for Christmas. So the gifts doesn't need to cover Christmas, if you see what I mean. So I think as long as I've got a certain level in there and I need to think about what that is, then I'll probably just back off. So that's got 50 in it now. And I was planning to stuff it again next week. So I might think about leaving that once it gets to say 100 and just leave it like that. And then I can take it out of my weekly variables and add the money elsewhere, which might be useful. So yeah, so that's gifts. Then miscellaneous is getting 10. So this is just for anything I haven't thought about or kind of crops up in week. Spends is getting 10, which for me, I use it like if I want to get a coffee when I'm out or a book or something for budgeting, because let's be honest, that's a lot of that going on. That kind of comes out of money. So that's like basically just like my treat money. And then giving is getting another 10. So that is all of my envelopes. So back to kind of square one, I guess, but it's good. I don't get that end of the month feeling anymore. Like, I don't know about you guys, but you know, you used to kind of first couple of weeks of the month you felt quite flush, and then towards the end of the month it got a bit tighter. And although this month I've had the expense of the car and I've also bought a business, like the day-to-day feels like manageable, which is an upside of this, I think. So that is £260 stuffed, and then I've got my savings challenges. So this is from Aesthetic Budget. She very kindly gave it to me when I bought some bits from her. So I've got £4 to put in this week. So I think it's going to have to be 4 of the ones, if there's 4 left. Yep, so. And as we know, I'm shocking at colouring in. So I'm just going to do it roughly. So that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And that is 4. So I've used all my ones now. So I'm going to have to probably start saving them up if I don't get enough each week, and try and get some of the bigger numbers. But there you go. But amazing how quickly these add up. And it's, yeah, like a nice incentive to kind of keep going, I guess. So pop that in there. Right, I'm going to pop a bit of washi tape on that one. Apologies if you're still watching this because this bit's quite dull, isn't it? But it'd be good to know in the comments below how you're getting on. How, I mean, in the UK now it's really sunny. It kind of feels like spring is coming. And I guess for me that kind of means pub gardens and a bit more socialising and stuff. We can be a bit introspective like over the winter, but it feels like that's kind of warming up. And obviously after the last couple of years we've all had, like, it'd be good to kind of really do some stuff. So like I say, I really need to think about, well, the first thing is I really need to find out how much I'm going to get paid. That would help a lot. And then start thinking about the budget, moving some of this around potentially, and then making sure that my sinking funds are in a good place. So I've got a bit to play with, a bit to think of. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about the snowball sinking funds, about how much you kind of allocate for gifts, and anything else you want to tell me, which would be really good. So hopefully in my next video I'll be able to do my budget, and then kind of have a better idea about how April's going to shape up. So hopefully I'll see you then. If not, it'll be a week for cash stuff for me. It's only 4 weeks for me in this March, and then yeah, as I say, moving on to April. So I hope you have a good day. I hope you're all safe and well, and I hope your budgets are going well, because yeah, someone mentioned in the comments that like my journey feels quite stress free. I think this week with the car and stuff, I mean, ordinarily I just would have put it on the credit card and not worried about it, which is in effect what I've done, and I'm lucky to have that kind of ability to do so. But I think it's just making a very conscious effort to next month budget in, and that's why the sinking funds for car are so important, aren't they? Because you never quite know what's going to go wrong. But I'm hoping that now I've paid out this big bill, that I can build up some of my sinking funds so that next time when it happens I've got the kind of cash ready to do that. I didn't want to dump into my emergency fund, which was the other option, just because I've kind of, yeah, I don't kind of really want to wipe out all my cash and wipe out all my emergency fund in case there's something I really need the cash for. So yeah, okay, we've done that. Perfect. All right, well, I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you soon. Take care.